those magnificent men in their flying machines. They go up to the up, up, they go down to the up, down.
Okay, I think I keep forgetting I've got a video of this as I go along, but you know what, it's just when I look at this kit, some of it is awkward and some of it ain't, but you know, it's like a big jigsaw with the numbers. Jelly. Anyway, so I'll come to it as I can. I'm sorry if I've missed stuff out. If you've got any questions, just ask, because obviously I'll answer as best I can. So I don't know where I am in the last fuse. I'd say this is the fuse part 3. So I think on the last fuse I explained that you got the inner bits to put in, which come in separates, and then you glue them one at a time together. You know, what I would say is with this piece here, don't glue that in first. Glue your main bearers in, the front engine bearers in first. Okay, use that as your guide, put it in just loose, and then, because there's a thrust angle, which obviously, there's your thrust angle. You've got one thrust angle that way downwards, and you've got one at the side. Okay, which you need to glue in some areas, but it's okay. Okay, so there's your engine bearers where my fingers are. You've glued them in. You put, obviously, glue these bits in first on the line where it shows on the plan. Okay, then you've got them one in, then put your engine bearers in, glue them in, then glue the second part in, and your job's done. Bob's your uncle. Then once you've got that in, you glue your front former in there. Glue it at the sides where my index finger is. See my front finger. And that's all nice and neat. I might add, I keep forgetting that, because I have had a comment where they said, how'd you get it so clean, you know, it doesn't look like you've glued anything. Well, what I do is once I put the white glue on, right, I get a bit of water, as you can see the colour of the water, and a brush, just take off the excess glue, you know, because it makes it look neat. It's a nice neat job then. Okay, I know it's a ball ache, but it's worth doing in the end. Okay, so you got all that in, as to the plan. Okay, and you will see I've buggered around with this here. Because the next stage you've got to fit the engine. According to the instructions, believe it or not, and I actually looked at them, the instructions there, you've got to fit the engine with the Melanex plate, which I would say is a bit of Bakelite. That's what I always call it, but it's whatever, it's the plate, the mounting plate. Okay, it's a very old way of doing it, because normally I would use a proper engine mount like that, but I'm going to build it to the plan, and plus the down thrust and all that is accurate with this way of doing it. So I would stick to the plan, right? So you've got your engine, you obviously look on the plan where it's situated. You obviously leave the runner at the front, so you've got your prop, enough space for the prop to go on, which I've done. So once you've got to cut the thrust, so you mark that up with a pencil on it, because this will come flat, and you mark it up either way, backwards and forwards, draw it out with a ruler, and then cut it on a jigsaw. Okay. Okay, you cut it on a jigsaw and cut it. If you notice, I only cut mine to the width of the engine. Okay, so I don't need to cut it any further back. Don't see the point. Okay, so it's all there. And then obviously you mount it, and you got it in. Then when you drop it in, so it drops in lovely now, because it should, but it didn't at first. Okay, the plate fitted. The actual plate itself fitted lovely. Fitted to the plan, perfect. So I was quite pleased with that. But as all things, you've got to fettle it around. Okay, because you've got your engine sticking out here, which is no, I'll come to that. So, you know, it looks like it's sticking way out. I'll come to that in a minute. So, in order to get this right, I'll turn it upside down, so you can get to your bolts if you ever have to change the engine, God forbid. But you've got to make sure you've got access to the bolts, okay? So that means, obviously take that out. So you're sand away. Obviously it's all bolted in, so it doesn't matter. You sand away, so you've got that room there. I know, mate, probably it's common sense to most builders, but somebody who's never done this before, I'm just trying to show them, you know, what I do. It might be the wrong thing to do, but it's the way I do it. And they ain't failed me in the past, so there you go. If anyone's got any better ideas, please say. I won't be offended at all. So you got that in. So put it back on, drops in nice. You got your thrust angle either way. Have you noticed it's down? Just show you, see how it sits, just like on the plan. Okay, you have to have that or it won't fly properly. Right, so now, this bit here, this is the, okay, this is the bit that goes up underneath. I will try and do this one hand, it's very difficult. So that sits under there. Eventually, I didn't put that on yet, take it off, you know where it's going. So that will sit under there. Okay, and obviously it all has to be sanded to shape. So it's up to you when you want to put that on. Personally, I wouldn't put it on yet. I would wait. I always take second times because with me, I've said in other videos, my pet hate, I absolutely hate it, is doing throttle linkages and stuff like that. Okay, so people will probably do it properly, whereas I cheat. I use a little servo here just to do it, you know. But before you glue that in, that's got to be epoxy resin in, and even then I'll probably put a few screws in just to make sure, you know, because there's quite a lot of vibration and stuff. Okay, but I'll epoxy resin that in onto the engine bearers. But if you notice now, look where your throttle is, which is on this side of the engine. I drilled a little hole there, just in case you're going to use the wire like it says on the plan, but I'm just going to try and change that. Okay, and obviously this is where the fuel tank goes, where my fingers are. So I mean, leave it all to another time. So it's up to you which way you do this, but at the moment I'm just concentrating on bits here and there, because I've got a gammy foot and the pain's not nice. So there you go. Anyway, so as you look at the plan, you see it sticks out here, see? Which is these bits. So I've actually got a sander all out to shape, which is the fun bit. Okay, so I'm just doing all the hard bits now. So that's that, okay. Alright, so there you go. And then I don't think I've shown anyone, so have a look. I'll try and do this one hand again, not easy. I'm sure it'll just fit on nice. I'll try, oh, one hand, come on. Anyway, it will fit, you know that. So if I stand back a bit, you now get the whole gist of the fuselage. Okay. So what I'm thinking about now is I'm not going to attach this quite yet. Okay, I'm going to make sure that everything is in the place it should be, if that makes sense, before I attach that. Because if you're working on the front, of the plane, it's less hassle moving it around, you know, so you don't knock the back of the fuse or whatever. So another thing I'm going to do as well is I'm going to look at the a picture of the real plane. Probably Shuttleworth collection have probably got one of these sitting in there, I'm sure they have. And so that if you need to put little plates in for rigging and stuff, you know. Plus I need to see what's missing off the plan. As usual, there'll be thousands of things missing, believe me, that you need to put in. So there's, you know, before you put all the extra formers on and that, just have a nice look and see what's needed. Okay. Alright, and well, I think that's about it for now. Okay, today's my Star Trek day, as I'm playing on my laptop. It's playing loads of Star Trek themes, because I love Star Trek. I'm a bit of a Star Trek nut, really. But there you go. So today's that. Usually I play War of the Worlds, but today is Star Trek. Why not? Something different. Jelly. Okay. So I can't think of anything else. By the way, any questions, please leave a comment underneath, and I'll try and address it. Okay? Alright, cheers. Bye.
Those magnificent men, those magnificent men, those magnificent men in the flying machine.